All right, welcome everyone to week 6 of our Foundations of Instructional Design. Uh, Brandon, our main presenter, is having some camera issues, so we'll just see a big B when he's speaking, but we can see his screen. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute your microphones, let us know. But I'll turn it over to Brandon and see where we go from there.
And I can hear about half of everything you're saying, so you may have to answer any questions, Clint.
I will, that's fine. Yep.
All right, so sorry about the technical difficulties here, but we're good to go. I'll just do it this way today with a little presentation here. The evidence. We're assessing, thinking like an assessor, trying to figure out what and how we're going to assess our students in our plan. Our stage 2 backwards of the design. Remember, stage you had the end in mind. You had what you wanted to do at the very end, and now you're going to how you're going to see if they're getting that goal at the end by giving these evidences figured out. And the reading says that this is the process of the backwards design that is most unconventional for teachers. So this is a hard part of trying to figure out before you teach your lesson, before you're doing things, how you're going to assess, not what's going to be most entertaining or anything like that, but the whole assessing questions with things. The stage 1 evidence can show the students have achieved their desired results. That's a question to keep in mind as you're designing this. Can be the other questions there. Some of the questions that the reading points out to keep in mind, they talk about 3 basic questions. What kinds of evidence what do you need at the end as far as evidence? What kind of characteristics in students' responses and products, performances should we examine? Is it a final product? Is it observation of a skill? What is it that we want to examine at the end? And what we're observing or evaluating, is that telling us the student has the skill or has knowledge of that topic? That's to keep in mind as you are designing your questions. Type of evidences. I thought these were great things within the readings. There's 4 types of evidences. On page 8 of the reading, you can read more about these: performance tasks, academic prompts, quiz and test items, and informal checks for understanding. Laid out great. Shouldn't be too many questions about what those mean as you get into the reading. And on page 18 of the reading, I found this to be beneficial also in my understanding of how to create these assessments. Can the student explain, interpret, apply, sees perspective, demonstrates empathy, reveals self-knowledge? And the reading does go into more detail with each one of those 6 facts right there. It's really helpful in, like I said, creating your assessment questions and assessment tools. So that is the reading this week. It's some good read, so enjoy it. Grab a bag of popcorn and sit back, put your feet up, and read this weekend. It'd be good. As far as assignments for this week,
can I jump in on the reading there?
You need to. What's that?
Can I jump in and highlight one more
yes,
part
please
of the
do.
reading? Okay. I'm going to come back out. I'm going to share my screen.
Yes.
Let's see, share screen. Okay, there we go. And let me find my reading. So from the reading, or actually the unit plan discusses, let me see if I can get to, where's my word here? I might have closed that. Recent. Okay. So down here, page 3, it says performance task summary in grasps form. What is that grasps thing? And you don't have to do all of your evidence with the performance task, but we'd like you to have at least one performance task in there. And so performance tasks are different from an activity or something like that. And the grasp stands for, and that's what I need to bring up. Week 6. Reading right there. Make that full screen. And it was down on page 13, I believe. Performance task vignettes, yeah. So using grasps. And it mentions here that there's problems versus exercising. And so we really want to have students solving problems. And that should be part of your goals. As the goal, students will be able to do this. And so what's the problem? So instead of approaching it as just an exercise like is the right answer, but how are they going to solve those kind of things? And so we want you to frame at least one of your parts of the unit in a performance task. And so where you're going to outline the goal, the role, the situation, where'd the A go? Let's see, grasps, goal and role. Oh, audience, there we go. So this is a specific example from science, and sorry to keep going back to science. But the goal, the role, the audience, the situation, the product, and the standards. And so I'll let you read through those things, but that's what we mean about doing something with a performance task, is that students actually have to do something, not just take a test, not just do a little worksheet or something like that, but they actually have to demonstrate understanding and how they, what they have done to learn or achieve the goal that you've set for that unit. So that's a little bit more on that goal or that part of the unit plan. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, that was great. Thank
Okay.
you. I was going to get into that eventually. I think somewhere I had that in one of my things here.
No worries.
As you're doing your assignment for the week, it's page 3, stage 2 is on page 3 of the template.
Do you want to share your screen again, Brandon?
As
there you go.
Right. I'm sorry about this technical problem today. I don't know what's.
He needs to go back to the church where he was stealing Wi-Fi last week.
Screen. And that worked better than Q's, the church Wi-Fi. On your template, page 3, as Clint was talking about the science, performance and standards, and you don't need to have all of those, but one or two would be. So I just dumped that in there, and I found this. It kind of was helpful, and I'll share this out with you so you can have access to this. It kind of helps outline graphs a little bit more about what each letter stands for in the acronym and how you can find it. And the other evidences, there's some formative and summative evidences that you are able to, as a teacher, if this was my unit teaching science, the cell structure and function I could provide for my students to get the evidences that they are getting. And that is page 3. There's 3 boxes there: the self-assessment and reflection for the student also section. But there's 3 sections to complete for the assignment. As far as that part of the assignment goes, you have your how do you ensure that your evidences match the desired results, both in content and rigor? And remember, with your discussions, feel free to continue to use the video discussions. It's not necessary. There's other options that you can do. We love to see your face, and others love to see your face, but there's other ways that you can contribute to the discussion. So we don't want you to hate us and hate the class and hate everything about this. But yeah, do what you can with the discussions. And there's been some great discussion, some feedback. What I love to read is the discussions that you guys have with one another within your posts. You have your initial posts and people comment and back and forth. That's what I like to read. That's what I learn a lot from. So thank
I
you.
agree
Keep
with
that
that.
up.
Yep,
Appreciate
absolutely.
that.
I agree.
And smile. That's your assignment. Smile this week. We're almost halfway done.
That's right.
So keep smiling.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brandon. Hey, and just one more note about that.
So any questions?
One more note about that template. I really hate that template. I was going to rebuild it, and I looked at trying to do it in Google Docs again. But please don't just limit yourself to those little bubbles that are in there. If you need more room, use more room. If you don't like the little circles in there, get rid of those. Or just put each page of the template on your own document. Like I said, because some of the templates I've been seeing, the stage one that I saw come in, people were just keeping things very limited and short, and I don't feel like I got a good understanding of what you're trying to accomplish. So don't be married to that template as far as the format goes. Put what you need to put in there that'll help you best design your unit and to help explain what you're trying to do for us. So, questions? Anyone? We'll open that up. I'll get out of Brandon's screen, full screen here. If anyone has any comments about last week or what's coming up for this week, unmute yourself. And
I'm wondering about next week, where it's UEA break on Thursday. Are we going to still meet as a class?
Hey, after this question was asked in the seminar, Brandon and I discussed this through, and you guys may have plans for next week, and so we don't want that to get in the way of your trip or anything, or think you're missing out. And I actually have a training all day in Millard County on Thursday, and it was going to be tough for me to present that seminar. So what we'll do is I'll do my best to record my contributions, my seminar bit, on Wednesday next week and have it posted to the class by Thursday. If I don't get to it Wednesday, I will certainly get it on Friday morning. So no live meeting next week. Take the week off, recharge your batteries, do whatever else, and look for the recording for the seminar, hopefully Thursday morning, if not Friday morning. Thanks. Good question.
Brandon, is that PowerPoint going to be available? Are you going to send that out?
Yes, I will. I will get that out to you. I'll put it on Canvas here.
And he'll send me the link, and I'll put it on my Canvas too.
Thank you.
Already sent. Should have it.
Dude, you're good. Appreciate it. Anything else? Corby, Justin, guys doing okay? Who else can I pick on? Rachel, you and Kathy doing well? Have you heard a word we've said? You've just been laughing the whole time.
We're smiling,
Good.
kind of laughing. Whoops, sorry.
Fair enough.
At ourselves.
No, that's good.
Good thing you're smiling. Thank you for smiling.
Travis and Kane, you doing all right? I'm good. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, if you do have break, I hope you guys will all enjoy getting so much out of the Utah Education Association Conference in Salt Lake. I know none of you will be running away to go to Disneyland this next weekend. You're all very focused on your profession, and none of you need a break this time of year when the leaves are turning and the temperatures are getting really nice, and you guys are just laser focused on your students and on your profession. So Brandon and I appreciate that focus. We wish we were as focused as you, as you can tell by our preparation today, and then the technical issues and stuff like that.
Yes.
So thanks for working through that with us, Brandon. You kind of cut in here and in and out here and there, but I think we got the idea. And if we share that PowerPoint out, and again, if there's anything that comes up during the week, shoot me an email, shoot Brandon an email. We're happy to answer questions as we go. So anything else from anyone before we adjourn? Okay. Have a great week. Thanks for coming. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.